Hello my dear students, welcome to the subject of statistics for the class 12th English medium, the first part for third chapter linear regression. Today I will be completing the exercise 3.2. The remaining 5 sums of exercise 3.2 we will be solving today. Start with the first, that is the fifth question of the today's tutorial, that is the data of customers and sales of a mall per day is given. Number of customers are depicted by X and the sales 10,000 rupees is depicted by Y. Now we have to obtain the regression line of Y on X and then estimate the sale of a mall if 80 customers have visited the mall on a particular day. Now what we are going to do first is make a total of both the data and find their averages like this. Now n is equal to 6, x bar is total is 560 upon 6, that is 93.33, and y bar is 14.4 upon 6, that is 2.4. Now as you can see, both the values, both the averages are in decimals, and therefore we can't use x bar y bar method, and the values are big. The x is big and y is again in fractions, so we can't use xy method. We are going to use the uv method. What we are going to do here is for taking u, I will deduct with 100, that is x minus a, x minus 100 I will take. And as you can see the data, each and every value of x has at least one zero at the end, so I can divide the values of x with 10. So what I am going to do with u is x minus 100 divided by 10. While for y, as you can see, all of them are in the fractionals, so I am going to multiply with 10. I will multiply all the values of y with 10, and before multiplication I will directly deduct 2.5 from each of these values. This is just an arbitrary value, you can estimate any value you want. I am taking 2.5. So it will be something like this, that for u it will be x minus 100 upon 10, while for v it will be y minus 2.5. And as I have told you earlier, if you want to multiply something with 10, we can write it as 0.1 in the division. The inverse value, inverse of the 10 is 0.1. So if I want to multiply with 10, it becomes divided by 0.1. Keep this in mind. So this will be my u and v. Moving on to the question itself, write down the question values perfectly. These are the question values. And once you write down the question perfectly, start with the columns. U, that is x minus 100 upon 10, V, that is y minus 2.5 upon 0.1, UV, that is the multiplication of U and V, and the U square. Now U column is x minus 100 upon 10. So deduct 100 from all the values of x and then divide the remainder with 10. You will get values like this. For example, 50 minus 100 is negative 50 divided by 10, that is just cut 1 0, you will get negative 5. Likewise you have to write down the whole column. Next is v. First deduct 2.5 and then divide with 0.1, or you can directly multiply with 10, the meaning is same. So for example, 2.0 minus 2.5 is negative 0.5 into 10 is negative 5, and likewise you will get the answers for all the remaining values. Divide, subtract with 2.5 and multiply with 10. Once you are clear with the u and v columns, multiply both the columns to get the values like this. Be aware of the signs, positive, negative and all that. If you make a mistake there, you will get a wrong answer. Then square the u column to get the u square column, and once you get all these 6 columns, make their totals, respective totals are necessary for the sum. We will move forward with the regression line of sales of the store on a daily basis on the number of customers, that is y on x, and the regression line equation is y cap is equal to a plus bx. The formula which we are going to use here is n summation uv minus summation u summation v divided by n summation u square minus summation u the whole square into cy upon cx. Now putting the values into our equation as they are, you will get something like this. Notice that the u and v column totals are in negatives, so we are getting negative 4 and negative 6. So there are 3 negative values, so 3 negative stays negative as it is. In the division, negative 4 square becomes positive, and it has a negative sign ahead of it, so negative positive makes it a negative, so it is negative as it is. 0.1 divided by 10 I have done, that makes it 0.01. So when you subtract these values and then you multiply these values, you will get B as 0.02. And once you get this answer, you can start with the equation for A. Now y bar here is 2.4, while x bar we know that it is 93.33, multiplied with the B, that is 0.02. First multiply the answers B into x bar and then subtract, and that way you will get A is equal to 0.53. You have got B 0.02, A 0.53, put both of them into our regression equation A plus bx, that will make it 0.53 plus 0.02 into x. Now what we have to do, that number of customers per day are estimated at 80. So what we are going to do, we are going to put 80 into the x, and once we put 80 into the x, we multiply it with 0.02 to get 1.6, and we add it into 0.53 to get 2.13, that is 10,000 rupees. The unit here is 10,000 rupees. So you multiply 2.13 with 10,000 rupees and you will get that when number of customers is 80, the estimated sales will be 2.13 into 10,000 is 21,300 rupees. So my dear friends, that's your answer. We will move forward with the question number 6. Now this is a small question. You directly have the values here. The information is about average annual profit and the average annual administrative cost. So here cost is the dependent variable and profit is the independent variable. That means if you get more profit, you can get more cost, you can spend more. The mean, that is x bar and y bar, is given. Standard deviation, that is sx and sy, is given, and covariance, that is cov xy, is given. So here x bar is 60, y bar is 25, sx is 6 and sy is 3, and covariance xy, that is cov xy, is 10.4. So based on this available values, we are going to use our. So we will start with the regression line of administrative cost, that is the y, on profit, that is the x. And as you know, the equation is y cap is equal to a plus bx. Now we will start with the formula, that is just covariance xy divided by sx square. Simple formula, very easy formula. Just put the value 10.4 divided by 6 square. The sx was 6, so it's square, and that way you will get 10.4 divided by 36, and your answer for B will be 0.29. Now take this answer and put it into the equation of A, that is y bar minus bx bar. As we know, y bar here is 25 and x bar is 60. 60 multiplied by 0.29 we will take first, that will get us 17.4, and when you subtract it from 25, you get A is 7.6. Now put this value of A into our equation A plus bx, and you will get the regression equation like 7.6 plus 0.29 into x. That's the end of sum, my dear friends, because in this question we are not supposed to estimate anything. We just have to find the regression equation, that's all. So the sum is over. We will start with the next sum, that is the question number 7. The following information is obtained to study the relationship between average rainfall in centimeter and the yield of maize in quintal per hectare in different talukas of Gujarat. The mean of rainfall and yield of maize, that is x bar, y bar, variance, that is sx square. So sx square is 64, so sx will be 8 square root, sy square is 225, so sy will be 15, that is the square root, and correlation coefficient, that is r, will be 0.82. So right now you have the r, sx and sy, which we will be using in our formula. So the whenever we are starting with the sum, start with the title, regression line of yield of maize on rainfall is y cap is equal to a plus bx, and the b here will be r into sy upon sx. The dependent comes on numerator, independent comes in the denominator. Putting the values into equation 0.82 into 15 upon 8. First divide the values, d mass, don't forget that, 0.82 into 1.875, that would get us b 1.54. Once you get the b, put that value into our a. Y bar is 180 and b 1.54, x bar 82. Multiply 82 with 1.54 first. D mass once again, you will get 126.28, and then subtract, you will get 53.72. So my dear friends, that's the a and b which we are going to put into our equation of regression line. equation will be 53.72 plus 1.54 into x. Now what we have is the rainfall is to be estimated at 60 centimeters, and when we estimate rainfall at 60 centimeters, we will take 60 as the value of x. We will multiply 60 with 1.54, and whatever is the remainder, that is 92.4, we will add it into 53.72. We will get 146.12 quintal per hectare. So when the rainfall is 60 centimeter, the estimated production of the maize, the yield of maize, will be 146.12 quintal per hectare. Now I am going to move forward towards the next sum. Question number 8, it is obtained from the price of a battery of wristwatch in rupees and its supply in 100 units. So it's a basically regression line of supply on price. We directly have the values n10, summation x 130, summation y 220, summation x square 2288, summation xy 3467. This is a full-fledged xy method. The only difference is we don't have to prepare the table, the values are directly available. So it's an easy sum. We have to obtain regression line of y on x, and once we obtain this regression line, we have to estimate the supply when price is rupees 60. So we will start with, as usually, giving the title the regression line of supply of battery, that is the y variable, on price, that is the x variable, which will be y cap is equal to a plus bx. What we are going to do is start with the formula. This is a big formula. B is n summation xy minus summation x summation y divided by n summation x square minus summation x the whole square. Now we will put the available values into this equation. 10 is the n value, multiply 3 4 6 7, summation x is 130, summation y is 220, multiply them in the division, 10 into 2288 minus the summation x square. We will multiply max squares, so these are the four values which we get, and when we subtract them, we get 6070 upon 5980, and when we divide them, the value of b is 1.02. Once we get the value of b, put it into our equation of a, that is y bar minus b x bar, and you get y bar as 22. How? The y summation y is 220, and formula for y bar is summation y upon n. Formula for x bar is summation x upon n. We have already done this. So 130 upon 10 is 13, x bar is 13, and 220 upon 10 is 22. So y bar is 22. Nothing new here, my dear students. Once you put this value into equation, multiply x bar with b and then subtract it from y bar, you will get a as 8.74. Put this into our regression equation of a plus bx. So that 8.74 plus 1.02 into x. Now we have to assume that the price of the wristwatch is 16 rupees. So when price of wristwatch is 16 rupees, we assume the x into our regression equation as 16. So multiply the value of x, that is 16, with the b, that is 1.02. So 8.74 plus 16.32, and when you add these two values, you get 25.06. that is 25.06 100 units. That means when the price of the wristwatch is set at 16 rupees per unit, the supply is going to be 2506 units. That is, you have to multiply 25.06 with 100 to get the exact answer, that is 2506 units. The last sub of the tutorial and the exercise 3.2, we have the information about the maximum temperature and the sale of ice cream. Here the maximum temperature is x, that is in Celsius. Sale of ice cream is y, which is in lakh rupees. The information available is x bar, y bar, summation xy, and sx square. That means we have to decide about the formula from the available information. Another information is that this data is available for 6 different days in summer for a city, that is n will be taken as 6. Sometimes it happens that n is not specifically given, but it is hidden somewhere in the question itself, so we have to find it out, else we can't do our sum. We also have to obtain the regression line of sale of ice cream on maximum temperature and estimate the sale of ice cream if the maximum temperature is 42 Celsius. We will move forward with this line of regression. that is cell of ice cream on maximum temperature, which equation will be y cap is equal to a plus b x. We will start with the formula. Pay attention to the formula closely because you have to remember this formula for the solution of these sums. B is summation xy minus nx bar y bar divided by n into sx square. This kind of formulas are there into the previous slides, previous tutorials, and it is also available in the textbook. Now, according to this formula, put the values into our equation, and once you put the values, first multiply the values, and after multiplication of the values, subtract, and after you subtract them, divide. You will get b as 0.15. So that is the value of b, 0.15. Using the value of b, we will put this value into our equation for a, which is y bar minus b x bar. Here a, y bar is 1.2, b is 0.15, and x bar is 40. Multiply b and x bar to get 6, which deducted from 1.2 will get you negative 4.8. Start with your regression equation and put negative 4.8 and 0.15 into this equation. You will get regression line as negative 4.8 plus 0.15 into x. Now, you have to estimate the sale of ice cream for the maximum temperature of the day at 42 Celsius. So, you will take the value of x as 42 Celsius and put it into the equation. That will get you negative 4.8 plus 0.15 into 42. So multiply the 0.15 with 42 to get 6.3. Add it into negative 4.8 to get 1.5, which will be the lakh rupees. So if you write a statement when the maximum temperature of the day is 42 Celsius, the estimate of the sale of ice cream will be 1.5 lakh rupees. Dear students, this ends our today's tutorial and the exercise 3.2. I hope you have understood this tutorial very well. Next time I will be explaining the miscellaneous illustrations and one very important topic, that is the coefficient of determination, in the next time's tutorial. Till then, write all these sums down in your homework and classwork notebooks at least once. When you do something twice or thrice, you easily remember and understand it. So it is my advice that write it down perfectly. If you have understood this, if you have liked this video, please like it, please share this video and subscribe my channel. Share this with other your friends who can share it with their friends and let it reach to the needy students. So till then, stay home, stay safe. See you soon.